Hello, welcome to this video. So today we're doing a Q&A and we have a special guest.
Chris, woo!
I feel like it's been a while since he's been on my channel. I asked for some questions on Instagram and we got a lot of really good questions. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them because there were a lot. So the first question, and a lot of people asked this, is how did we meet?
So Benji and I were college roommates freshman year. We met each other on an app that incoming freshmen were given.
Yeah, you could like download this app for the school and you could look at all the other profiles of the incoming freshmen at the school, and you can also sort them by like what dorm they were going to be in and also what major they were. So I was environmental studies and so was Chris at the time, and then I sorted by our dorm, and then I found like a few people and I found Chris.
Yeah, and then Benji reached out to me and asked if he wanted to room together, just because I think it'd be better to meet someone on there rather than have a random assigned roommate. So
Yeah.
Benji messaged me and said, "Do you want to room together?" And then
Well, we had like talked before that. It wasn't
I
just
don't really
like
remember.
Okay.
I honestly don't remember.
No, it's okay. We like talked a little bit, and we talked on like Twitter and I think on Instagram.
I thought that came after.
No, it was before. I didn't just randomly be like, "Hey, do you want to be my roommate?"
Okay.
It was like after we kind of became friends.
This was 2017, by the
Yeah,
way, so
yeah,
it's
it was a
been
while ago.
It's been a while, so I don't quite remember. But then we roomed together, so
And then we were roommates.
and they were roommates.
The next question is, what was it like when you guys moved in together? So I feel like we kind of have an interesting relationship in that we lived together before we started dating, because we didn't start dating until like 2 or 3 months after we like met each other in person. So we never had to have like that adjustment period of moving in together, and we've
always lived together, so
yeah, and it works well. It feels normal, I think.
no, I think so too.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be like if we had to have that move in. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we're
I feel
moving
like
in
that-
together, but
It like feels so serious. I feel like when you move in together, but since we lived together the whole time, it never felt like we're taking this big step.
Yeah.
Next question is, what do you both do for work? So, you know.
I am a librarian at an elementary school. Yeah.
Okay. And I do content creation, so with like YouTube and TikTok and YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And I also sell some stuff on my website sometimes. I'm getting into doing like plant design for people's homes. I also do sponsorships. Next question is, can you talk about how your landlord is allowing you to decorate the house? So she is very open to like whatever we want to do. And when we first got the house, she was like, "Congratulations, this is your house now."
Yeah,
and I was
she did
like,
say that.
Yeah, she said like, "This is your house," and I was like, "Thank you, but also we're renting, and this is not our house, but thank you so much." But yeah, she's super open to like any of the changes that we do, and she's also like excited about it. Like I show her the changes that we do, and she's like, "Oh, it looks so good. It's exactly how I imagined." What personal traits do you love / appreciate most in each other? Do you want to go?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. So I don't know if you guys don't get to see this much on his YouTube channel, but Benji's really just kind of very ridiculous. Do you have any defense for yourself? No, okay. It's just very troll behavior, a lot of it. He's really, really funny, and just kind of crazy sometimes. I don't know. You don't really get to see it.
It's not like
but
insane though.
no, it's not insane. Okay, but it is a departure from your calm YouTube persona.
I feel like it's just easier for me to show that side of myself when I'm with other people, because when it's just me and a camera, like it's hard to interact with a camera. But I think you see more of my like entire personality when I'm with other people on video. So like during my Vietnam vlogs or my Japan vlogs, or even just talking with Chris right now, it feels like yeah, you can probably tell I'm laughing more and whatever. Okay. Oh yeah, my turn now. I really like that Chris is extremely sweet and also like very sensitive, which I think I really like that quality about him, and like sensitive towards animals too. Like he really cares about animals, and Even when Theo gets his shots at the vet, he has to like walk out of the room because he can't see Theo in pain. And it's like, yeah, I could do it. I'm totally fine doing this. But yeah, and also like scared of spiders and bugs.
Oh, okay.
I got to deal with that. No, I think it's endearing. I like it. I mean, I like doing those things for you. So it works out.
I appreciate it.
What's your favorite activities to do together?
We play League of Legends together. So if you know what League of Legends is, it's a computer game. And we play that together. I think that's something that we really enjoy doing.
And then like go on walks with Theo.
Walks with Theo. We watch movies and shows together. Right now we're watching the new season of Drag Race.
Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite?
I like Nymphia, and I like Saphira. I like Morphine. Who do you like?
I like Nymphia and Tsunami, I think, are my two favorites. Oh, I really like riding in the car with Chris. Like, I like when he drives and I sit in the passenger seat and like we go on long rides or just drive somewhere. It's fun to like play music and just talk or sing, whatever, you know.
Yeah, that is fun.
It's like quality time.
Jam session.
What scents do you guys like having in your home?
So Benji is very sensitive to some scents if they're like really scented Yankee candles or things like that. So
like
a lot of
very artificial scents, I get a headache. Like I just can't really deal with them.
Yeah, so but I like vanilla a lot. I love vanilla, like flavor and scent. So any vanilla smells. I don't even have any right now, but
yeah, we don't really do candles that much. I just feel like they are kind of expensive, and well, if you want to get like the nicer candles that aren't super artificial,
hurt your
then they tend to be like over $20, but it feels like sometimes a waste to burn a candle. But I like incense. I like burning incense, even though I think, do you like it?
I like incense.
Okay.
Just
he doesn't like it if I burn it first thing in the morning.
Just right when I wake up.
I like doing it in the morning because it feels like a little ritual, you know, like it smells good and it smells to me like morning time.
That's fair.
But Chris, like he wakes up and he's just trying to drink his coffee, and like I guess the two scents don't really mix that well together. Yeah. Next question is, does Chris have any plants that are just his, and what are they? Let's see if he knows.
I do have one plant. I have abandoned it.
Yeah, I had to remind him about it.
I didn't even remember that I still had this plant because it's on the side of the house, and I never ever go on the side of the house. But it's a Pulea peperomioides in a purple pot because I like purple. But I haven't seen her in months and months and months, so I hope she's doing well. She's right on the side of the house, but praying for her.
He repotted it, or he like helped. No, I helped him repot it in a video that we did like over a year ago. So you can go back, scroll down, and Chris will be in the thumbnail, and it'll be like a repotting video.
She's been abandoned. I'm sorry. I'm not the best plant person.
I think it kind of makes sense because like I'm so into plants, so it feels like. Do you need to also be into plants? I mean, they're a lot of work.
I just have other interests.
Yeah. And even if he gets a plant, I end up taking care of it.
I appreciate it though. I kind of reap the rewards of Benji's plant.
Yeah. Also, if it wouldn't work if he had his own plants, because like there's not enough space.
Plus, I really only am like really into the look of Puleas.
Yeah, he likes Puleas. How long have you been together? So
since Halloween 2017.
Yeah. So 6.5 years. Around there, yeah. Which is a long time.
I know. Okay, I'll start reading questions. This one is, what were y'all's first impressions of each other? So, when I met Benji, I was in my kind of punky, kind of heterosexual emulation.
We'll insert some pictures.
So my impression of you was that I thought you were really cool.
Because I was from California.
Because Benji was from California. I was from Florida, and I moved to California.
He used to call it Cali, too.
I called it Cali. People outside of California, it's very common to say Cali. I didn't realize that was kind of cringe until I got here.
Well, it's not cringe.
It's not cringe, but it's just no one really says it here. Yeah,
no one calls it.
But I thought Benji was really cool. He had some art that he had made up. I thought, like, wow, he's so talented. And you were kind of a little quiet and reserved, and I thought you were kind of mysterious and artistic. I was just shy and
I had a crush on you. Okay, so Yeah, my first impression of Chris was that I thought he was like really like cute and also cool. I thought you were cool. I didn't really care that you were like from Florida.
I thought for some reason that everybody cared that I was from Florida, but truly no one cared at all except for me. So.
And what's funny is that when I first met Chris, he tried to like dap me up. You know, like how boys do, like, you want to try. So like I don't really know how to do it, honestly, but Chris tried and he did this weird thing.
Okay, it's not weird. Okay, so in Florida, the way that we were doing it was like you kind of like grab like this.
Okay.
But Benji wasn't. It's like grabbing, so I was like just like grabbing his hand.
And I was like, "What are you doing?" And it was like an awkward but kind of funny
horrible.
moment.
It was so mortifying.
Yeah.
But that's.
It was so funny, and I was like, "Oh, is this how he is?" Like I thought from like his the way we talked and his like online persona on social media that he wouldn't be like broy.
I don't
guess.
know what kind of
You're trying to do
front
something.
was going on, but
it was so funny though. We talk about it every once in a while.
We laugh about it because I don't know what was going on. Honestly, this is embarrassing. You guys look like you'll have calm interaction all the time. Are y'all ever loud?
Also, we're looking down because that's where the phone is, and we're reading the questions.
We do get loud when we're laughing at things, I think, or talking about something that's funny.
Usually we don't really yell. I think we'll only ever be loud if we're with a friend who's also loud, and then we'll kind of like go off of their energy.
Yeah, even then, I think it's you who kind of gets a little bit more loud. I feel like I don't really get that loud.
Yeah.
No shade. It's just.
I'm not even that loud. We have some loud
I think
friends.
Overall, we are pretty quiet. What are your love languages?
Okay, so we're gonna take this as like what we
do to show.
Yeah, how we show our love to each other.
Okay, yeah.
That sounds funny. I don't know why.
So what do you do to show?
I think that I do acts of service for sure. You know, it's like that stereotype of Asian parents cutting up fruit and then giving it to their kid. I feel like I kind of do that to you. Like I'll orange peel theory. I'll like peel his oranges for him. But I did it before the theory was a thing online.
On TikTok.
So like doing things for him, I can't even really think of it right now.
You do a lot, and then it always.
Yeah, like
you'll be like, oh, I folded the laundry today. Yeah. I'll be like, oh,
like I like doing things that I know he'll be happy about. Where I'm like, like when he comes back home, like I'll have this done, and then he'll feel.
And then
like
I always do feel very like, oh my gosh, that's so nice, thank you. I was worried about that, so yeah.
Thinking about problems that he's gonna have, and then like fixing them, or like not fixing, but just alleviating that stress.
It really does mean a lot to me too when Benji does these things, because it shows that he cares about me. But for me, I think how I show my love and how I've kind of always is gift giving. I'm not the best at giving gifts, but I do love like picking something up on the way home, like surprising him with
like snacks,
food, or like just little gifts and things like that. I feel like that's how I kind of show it.
Yeah, like he'll bring me like back chips and stuff that he knows I like. Recently I've been into Diet Coke, which is this strange fixation. It was just one day I was thinking, like, how come people who drink Diet Coke are so obsessed with Diet Coke? Like, they are fighters.
I know
for Diet Coke.
It came on so fast too when you tried it.
Like, let me try. You know, like, what is this obsession? So I tried it and I was like, I like this. And then recently Chris has been bringing me back like boxes of Diet Coke, and now we don't have any Diet Coke. So.
Yeah. I've been enabling it.
Yeah. Don't buy me anymore.
I won't. But with chips, you guys might not know, but Benji's a chip fiend, so I like to get Benji chips because I know he'll snack on them. So
yeah.
Okay, next question. Favorite food?
I like bún riêu, so it's a Vietnamese dish, and it has like tomatoes and shrimp and noodles. Pork. Yeah, like pork. It's really good. I realized that I like tomatoes in soup, like minestrone soup, or also there's this other Vietnamese soup that has salmon and tomatoes and rice, and I really like that. So I would say bún riêu.
I'm gonna say French fries. There's something about French fries, like
with
no sauce. Okay, it depends. It depends on the sauce, but a lot of the times there is no sauce, and it's just I don't like ketchup.
Yeah. I also really like watermelon, even though I feel like that's not like a food, but it's a fruit. Like it's a whole food. But yeah, I like watermelon.
I realize it sounds so American to be like, I love French fries, but
no, they're French.
What's your favorite memory with Chris? Probably when we were in college and we visited San Francisco.
That was like really early when we were dating.
Early into our relationship.
Like 2 months into it.
That?
Yeah, it was really early.
Oh, but it was really fun. We stayed at an Airbnb, and
we did a ride share with this random guy.
Yeah, our stuff got stolen, but
yeah, I left my backpack in a car, and you're not supposed to do that in San Francisco, but I had no idea. And they broke into our rideshare guy's car and then took out my backpack, which had my laptop, my toothbrush, like everything.
It sounds horrible, but we ended up having a good time.
I just kind of go with the flow, and I'm like, that was my bad, like I messed up, but what can I do now?
My Apple Watch was in there too.
Yeah, and then we just stayed at our Airbnb, and it was very fun and like felt spontaneous. We were there to see Poppy in concert.
Poppy, yeah.
Because Chris was really into Poppy at the time.
That's true. And then we drank wine at the Airbnb because the Airbnb had boxed wine.
Yeah, but we were 18.
But it was really fun. And then we took the BART or something like that. I don't know. We rode some sort of public transportation while still a little tipsy.
How did we get home?
I don't remember.
I don't remember at all
it was
how we
fun.
got home. So this is like a long memory, but I really like... Well, I feel like I have 2. I'm going to say 2. And they're kind of similar, but when we went to Sanibel Island, I got to meet one side of Chris's family for the first time, his dad's side, and I got to see a place where he grew up going to, and it's very beautiful. We just like rode our bikes around, and we visited like different shops and ate food, and it was so much fun.
You went to the beach.
Yeah, I went to the beach. And then also, during quarantine in like 2019, 2020, we pretty much stayed at my parents' house for a lot of it, and we also just like rode bikes, hung out, did nothing, but it was like we swam at the pool.
Biking is a theme. It's a lot of biking.
Just like, I just love like not having to do anything with you. Like, it's fun to do nothing with you, I guess.
It's like that Lana lyric.
Yeah.
I've got things to do, like nothing at all. I want to do them with you.
So the next question is sibling for Theo? Question mark? I don't think so anytime soon. It would be really fun, but also like more money, more responsibility. Have to brush 2 sets of teeth every day. And it'd also make it harder to go do like spontaneous trips or to travel, because it's one thing to ask someone to watch a dog, like a single dog, and then it's another to ask them to watch 2 dogs. So
I have always wanted a cat. Even though we're both allergic, Benji more so than I am. But
I've hives.
Yeah, I've wanted a cat since I was like 12. And one day, and probably in the very never future actually, so probably not one day.
And Chris was like, no, you can just take allergy meds every day for the rest of like 16 or 20 years, however long cats live. And cats live a long time. And I'm like, I don't know, is that going to be healthy for me? I don't think that sounds good long term.
I have a name picked out. It's going to be Oswald. So Oswald, he's out there. And one day,
I think maybe we could be open to it if like the cat adoption system, is that what they call it? Where it's like a cat randomly stumbles upon you, like a stray cat, and then you take it inside of your house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think if that were the case, like we find a stray cat outside and it wants to be in our lives, I'd be like, okay, I'll take the allergy medication for you. But I don't think we'd go out of our way to get one.
Yeah, I know. I know that deep in my heart that a cat's not an option, so it's okay.
Okay. Next question is top 3 places in the world you still want to see. I want to see the Northern Lights. That's a big one. I've always wanted to see them. I think from Brother Bear. I think that's where I got the dream from. And then I also really want to go to somewhere in Asia that's different from where I've been. So I've already been to like Korea, Japan, and Vietnam and Thailand. So I think I want to go to like Taiwan or Hong Kong. And then maybe like Italy or Switzerland, something like that. I want to see like countryside in Europe.
I want to see Germany because I'm German and I haven't been. I also want to see Italy. I was telling Benji I want to see I want to see the International Space Station but Benji said that's not.
I was like, that's not in the world, but like, it's asking for the world.
Yeah, but it's in low Earth orbit, so
yeah, maybe it counts.
Maybe, potentially. So I want to see that, but if that's not an option, then I want to see someplace in Europe, probably Switzerland as well.
So this question asks, besides YouTube/Insta, what do you do, like work and study, work or study? So I'll just use this to talk about what we did in college. So in college, the last like job that I had was as a research assistant for creating a sustainable fish feed for aquaponics. So they were studying using marine microalgae as a replacement of fish meal for fish food for fish in aquaponics. Okay. And so I was doing that. It was like a paid position, and if I didn't start doing social media, I would have taken that on as a job and stayed in our college town, Santa Cruz. But I decided to try out social media, and now we're here. So what did you study? What did you do?
In college, I studied psychology. I was very influenced by my mom, who was a psychologist, and got her master's in psychology. And during the last year, I was really into child psychology. I did this thing where the daycare on campus had this
one-way,
is that what they're called? Yeah. One-way mirror, where we would sit and study the toddlers on the other side of it, and then we could like see into their classroom. And then I also wrote a paper at the end of my college experience on like technology and children, so kind of like iPad kids.
That would be so much more interesting now, I feel like, because of like TikTok and short form content being really accessible.
Yeah, but right now I'm not studying, I'm just working at the library. So
next question is favorite game to play together. We talked about it a little bit before, but yeah, I feel like League of Legends is the most consistent game that we play together. We played like Overwatch together, but we always end up coming back to League. I started playing League back in like 2013, 2012 or something. So I'm a veteran. Yeah. And I got Chris into it when we were in college. But yeah, if you play League, then you know. I guess we'll say this for all the League people, but I play mid lane. I pretty much exclusively play Anivia.
Yeah, that's very true. Benji only plays Anivia, and I play Seraphine. I love Seraphine.
So the next question is, what's better to stare at, trees or clouds? I picked this one because I thought it was just kind of fun. Like, that's an interesting question. So I would say I like looking at clouds, but I'd rather look at a tree because I feel like if you stare at a cloud too long, it starts to hurt your eyes because it's reflecting too much sun and it's too bright. So yeah, I would pick trees. Also, there's so much happening with like the wind and critters.
Yeah, I would also say trees because maybe you could see a squirrel or like
a bird.
That sounds ridiculous, but yeah, it's true. Maybe also like bird nest. Like it's like a little. I don't know. When I was little, I was obsessed with like Pixie Hollow and like Tinkerbell and stuff. It's like a small little like highway.
So the next question is, what was your guys' first date?
So I asked Benji on our first date. It was to see. I like horror movies, and Benji doesn't. But I didn't know that Benji doesn't like horror movies at the time. But I asked him to go see It, the 2017 version, and that was we got sushi before or after.
I think it was. No, I remember we had like. I don't know no, we didn't get sushi because you posted it on your Instagram. It was like we went to this restaurant near the movie place and we had like $5 between us or something, and we had no money to buy food, which is so funny for a first date. So we got like something that was like $5 and we shared it or something. It was
I do. It was a side. Of something.
But you asking me on the first date was funny because we were like laying in bed and it was dark, and so like I was on my bed on the other side of the room and Chris was on his side, and Chris was just like, hey Benji, do you want to go see It with me, like on blah blah blah? And I was like, oh sure, like even though I knew I hated scary movies, I was like, okay, I'll go see it with you. And then after a little bit of silence, he was like, do you want to make it a date? And I was like ah! Internally I was screaming, but I was like, yes.
And that's what it was, and it was a good movie. So
yeah, it was okay. I closed my eyes for most of it. So any cozy book recommendations? I just finished days at the Morisaki bookshop, and I really liked it, following this 26-year-old girl who's just navigating her 20s, and then she ends up, after like a breakup, sort of going to work at her uncle's bookshop, and just like kind of her growth.
And I'll say Legends and Lattes. It was in one of my book videos on my BookTube channel that
was about cozy book.
That was about cozy book recommendations. If you want my YouTube, it's Chris's Library. I need to post. I've been busy working.
But we're working on a video.
We're working on a video. It's been months in the making, but it's coming, I promise. But yeah, there's a video on cozy books, and Legends and Lattes is kind of like a fantasy, kind of like if World of Warcraft met like opening a coffee shop. So if you're into that.
The next question is, what are your MBTIs? So this is like the personality test thing. I've been in like an INFP or an ENFP ever since I was like 16, so it's stayed pretty consistent. And you are?
I took a screenshot. I forgot.
I think it's like ISFP or something.
I am, I'm ISFP.
The next question is, was it awkward living together during the early stages of dating? I would say
no.
No, I don't know. I never really thought about it. The only thing I thought about was like, oh, this could end badly if we were to break up, or if we had some type of like falling out, because then we're roommates, so we can't really avoid each other. But I don't think it was
awkward either.
Next question is, what are your red flags? I think we have the same one. It's like, if you're rude to service workers, like waiters or a cashier or barista, like they're just trying to do their job, especially if they're not giving you any rudeness, then like why are you going out of your way to be rude to them?
Yeah.
Next question, this is the last question. What are you both reading at the moment?
So I'm reading The Secret History for the video that we have coming, a book swap.
And then I am reading a book called Stoner. I used to like only be into fantasy novels, but recently I've been more into like slice of life, just more realistic, character focused stories. I think I just got to a point where I was reading a fantasy book and I was like, this is too much. Like, why? It's always like the stakes are so high. I just got exhausted from it. So yeah, I've been enjoying like slower books lately.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
That is it for this Q&A. Thank you for watching. It was fun. It was fun to record this.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have any last words?
Yeah, it was nice to see you guys again. Thank you for watching this. If you want to see us together again, we're doing a book swap.
Oh, yeah.
On my channel eventually. I don't know when that will be out.
No promises when that will be out, but Chris is like halfway done with his last book. He gave me really short books, and I gave him one short book and one longer book. Okay. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later. Okay. Bye.